come and brew with us. This is RNG Tea with Christine Kooky Solis and Sarah Skopik.
It's locked
with your random sips of life and gaming.
Hello, this is RNG Tea. I'm your host, Christine Solis, aka Cookie, and I'm joined here by my co-host, Sarah Skopik. How you doing, girl?
I am hanging in there. I have been inside for 2 weeks.
I hear you. I'm in the same boat.
I have gone grocery shopping a few times, and that's about it.
Okay, we'll talk about that later in this podcast. If you're here listening to this podcast, we are streaming our episodes live at twitch.tv/RNGNT. We're here with Carter Pants, William, Dark Flux, Talon, Broadbent, Chili, the usual gang. We love you all. Thank you for hanging out with us live. Follow us on our social media. You'll know when is our next live stream here for RNGNT. Because, of course, we love for you to join in our discussions. We will read your chat and comments while we're talking. So, like William says, dancing doesn't make the silence any less awkward.
My point isn't to make it less awkward. My point is to have more fun. Okay?
Yeah.
Gosh.
So we do some dancing on the stream. If you want to come check us out on Twitch.
You have to come to the stream to see it. Otherwise, you won't be able to.
Exactly. And if you are listening on this podcast, be sure to leave us a review. Give us that 5-star or 0-star. We don't care. We want to read your review right here on RNGNT. Oh, look, Scarrow's late, of course. Gonna call you out. So let's do some updates on RNGNT. Again, bookmark our website, rngnt.com. We do sort of like a weekly, every 2-week update, depending on our schedules.
Yeah. Sarah needs to get on that.
I'll be on there soon too. So props to Lloyd. Lloyd, our producer, did a new tea critique, which is basically our review section. He did a tea critique on a game called Broken Lines. Lloyd, you're there?
Yep.
You want to give a little breakdown on Broken Lines right here on the podcast?
Sure. Broken Lines is a tactical RPG focusing on an alternate universe of World War II. And you basically have a troop of people who get flown into this war zone and crash land, and you're tasked with finding your team in this war-torn area, but everything's kind of screwed up. So instead of fighting Nazis, you're fighting like zombies and shit like that. So
in World War II.
Yeah. So it kind of falls in those tropes, like many World War II games, but it plays a lot like XCOM.
Okay.
But it takes a twist with a pause to play function, where basically you take about 8 seconds for the battle portion or the move function, and you line up your moves in this timeline, and every 8 seconds you get to pause and add another function or take out a function. And it's kind of wonky at first, but you can get the hang of it. It's not a bad game. It's a game for people who really like things like XCOM, though.
Got it. So it's an RTS sort of ATB kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not my cup of tea, but did you like it though?
I'm not really a big fan of XCOM games, but I did enjoy the story enough to actually play a little bit longer than I would usually do. So
okay.
I'd check it out if you like those games, though.
Yeah, check it out on rngnt.com. Lloyd's review is right there, and you can also have the links to get the game on Steam right there. So thank you to the publisher and the PR, Uber Strategist, and I believe it's Portaplay. Portaplay is the developer.
They're a Danish indie developer, and I think
Ah,
this is their third largest game. They're usually into entertainment development and things for museums and stuff like that. So it's kind of a weird twist for the development team,
got it.
in my opinion. And in my reviews, I usually go over like who the development team is and try to highlight some of the people in the development team. But sadly, Portaplay doesn't really highlight their people as much.
Got it.
So
Get it. No problem. They're indie developers, so I'm sure they'll hit it big one day. I mean, if you like RTS games, that's not my cup of tea. But I guess if you are a fan of XCOM, go for it. Check out this game, Broken Lines. I think it's only going for like how much? $12? No, I'm wrong.
I think it was $24.99.
$24.99. Double with what I said. Whoops. So check it on stream, on Steam, not stream. I am not doing well today, guys.
Let's take a deep breath and a cup of tea here.
Yeah. Also on rngnt.com is also the second session of our Alien tabletop game with our DM Bill. Our cast members of course includes me, Sarah, Lloyd, Mac, and Sunny. Sorry, I'm trying to like differentiate between their real names versus their
Do you mean Skrull or Mac? 'Cause
Mac
Skrull's
Skrull.
character's name is Mac.
Yes, I know.
Gotcha. Okay, just making sure.
I'm getting too in deep with the names.
You're associating. I know Mac really pissed you off last
He
session. But I don't know if
did.
you're associating with this girl.
He really did piss me off. But check it out. We had some fun with the last session. You know, Sarah did say that I did get mad at Mac, and then we also met up with a big major corporation. So dun dun dun.
Done. Exactly.
How are you liking it though? I think our next session is April 8th. Is what we have.
That is correct. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. No, truly. We have a really strong dynamic with everybody, which is very hard to do, especially live with people who aren't really used to playing with each other, especially when we got someone who's new like you.
Right.
But I think it's been going really well, considering all of those factors. I've been having a lot of fun. I'm hoping my character gets to do a little more stuff because I know unfortunately things have just happened.
I know.
So I haven't been able to do the things I'd like to do, but someday it'll be my turn.
April
It'll be
8th.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to see a whole highlight of Sarah's character, the pilot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but how are you enjoying it? 'Cause you're the new one here.
It's different. Like, I'm not really into this, like, oh, hey, hi, I'm what's my character's name again? Tina Horton.
I was gonna say, Tina.
Which is kind of a spin-off to Tim Hortons, so that's my tribute to that.
Was that on purpose?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
You
No
didn't
wonder
figure
you're
that
trying
out?
to bring in the coffee. Where's the donuts?
There you go. People didn't get it. Like, they didn't say anything about Tim Hortons. I'm like, do you get it now?
Now I get it. I honestly was just like, it's a name.
I know.
Mine
so.
was literally I started putting consonant sounds together to something I thought sounded cool, but apparently is very hard to say. I didn't mean it that way. Usually it's like my fantasy elven names that you can't even pronounce. I had hoped this one was a little simpler, but apparently not.
No, we're calling you by your last name, which
I
makes
know.
sense because you're a pilot. So
Yeah, that's fine, but Kesta, it's Kesta. Kesta, I think it'd be that bad. It's just Kesta. It's just a made-up name.
yeah. Again, check out our session chat rngnt.com. It's also on YouTube.
Yeah.
And William says in chat, Tim Hortons so sad that he's known for coffee and not his hockey. Yeah, I only know him for his coffee. I'm sorry. Coffee and donuts.
Listen, we're very close to Canada where I live, but that doesn't mean I know much about Canada.
Exactly. And speaking of William, a shout out to him. He's been a very big supporter for RNG right here at twitch.tv/RNGNT. So we're actually gonna give him a t-shirt. We're just working out the design first. So William, we're gonna hit you up for your details, t-shirt size and where to mail it out to. But we are working on the design, and hopefully we'll have the t-shirts available here at rngtea.com or
It's
somewhere.
T-shirt. You get it? A T-shirt, guys. We're gonna plan the hell out of this.
Oh my
I
gosh.
just thought of it just now, and I'm very proud and worried about myself.
Oh, jeez. Sarah, I'm gonna have you in charge of advertising the t-shirts.
I don't know if that's a smart idea. It'll just be a lot of poorly thought of puns after the fact.
Oh, jeez. Sarah's gonna have too much fun with that, so we'll leave it at that. So anything you see on the website about t-shirts, that's all Sarah's thing.
All right.
I think we're being a little bit insane. Are we keeping sane for staying inside the home? I mean,
No.
okay. So as we talked about last episode about this whole coronavirus pandemic that's going on, and then last week they said you have to stay home. You
Yeah.
have to. Government issued stay home in Michigan and in Nevada. So
Yep.
how are you holding up? Are you working from home now, or?
I am, yeah. So what happened with my work, it was kind of ridiculous because I am considered an essential employee because I provide mental health services. So technically I could be still going into work, but our CEO, essentially our CEO, they're not called that, but that person decided that instead for safety reasons we should go home. The problem is that they kind of decided that literally last minute, as in the Sunday night and kind of Monday night before that week. So my first week was trying to get everybody through telehealth, which is basically doing your, those things over the phone essentially instead of face to face.
Right.
Which is fine, but we had no setup for it. So we had to basically invent the setup for it and get all of our clients on within a week.
Oh my.
Yeah, and so this was the first week that we did that. I don't understand what's going on. This is, I guess, a little too much insight to my work life, but everyone's got a caseload, right?
Exactly.
And the majority of my caseload agreed to wanting to try this. So my days are still back-to-back sessions. Not quite 40 hours a week, but almost. And I found out that I guess my colleagues are not quite in the same boat as I am, so I'm very confused.
Wait,
how
what?
that happened.
Or is all the work going to you or something?
I think it's just that for whatever reason my clients chose to do this, and I think for some other people, not as many of their clients wanted to do it. They essentially instead said, no, we're going to wait to resume services until everything's open again. I'm just, for whatever reason, have a lot more clients that wanted to do it. I don't know. Maybe not, but based from what I'm hearing, I'm the crazy one. So I've been working.
Oh, jeez.
I've been working, I've been doing stuff, so it's been a little hectic because there's on top of that is a little bit of extra work to still get this off the ground. So the problem is that basically we finally furnished our office room because I can't be in here to do my stuff because my fiance is working from home across from here, so I can't be in here because violation of HIPAA. So I have to be in this little office by myself, close the door for pretty much 8 hours a day.
Oh no.
And it's next to the door outside that leads to our porch, so it's kind of cold. And I go a little stir crazy.
Oh,
so yeah,
yeah.
hi.
So Sarah's going insane, basically.
I mean, I'm technically talking to people, but therapy's a little different from talking to people.
Is it
So-
video chat or do you do just only audio? Both, okay.
Both. It depends on what the client can do. So some it's video, which isn't too bad. I had one kid that was showing off his toys to me, so that was cool. I had another one that showed off her puppies to me. That was amazing. And lots of other people is audio chat, and they're like, I don't want to talk. Because their parents are like, this is for you. This is your therapy. And the kids are like, I don't want to talk. I don't want to play my games. So, I can relate.
Nothing embarrassing. I've seen tweets where people are using the bathroom while doing their meetings and stuff
Oh,
like that.
gosh.
Nothing like that, right?
No, No. We do have our video chat meetings once a week and stuff like that, but we are mandated to mute our microphones when we're not speaking, and most of us are smart enough to turn off the video as well.
Okay, good.
Some of my colleagues are not, which has led to some interesting situations. Nothing like going to the bathroom. One of my colleagues just started smoking on camera, which is fine. That's her prerogative. But we were all just kind of like,
That's
so
funny.
That was great.
How's everyone else in chat doing in home? Chili in chat says staying sane in home or not. Maybe a little A, a little bit of column B. So maybe both. William says, I know your feel, Sarah. Our case managers are swamped too. And then he says that would be his boss. That would be going to the bathroom during video meetings.
Oh no, Carter Pants, no!
Carter Pants.
Had a guy start cussing out his kids during a meeting today. Thankfully, he was on mute. Oh no.
Oh, that's not good.
Not good. No. I work with children, so I get very sensitive when things for children happen. Like, no.
That is
would be
really
terrible.
awkward. Very cringe.
Awesome.
Charles Fails says too busy to think about the virus, so that's a plus. Okay, that's good.
I mean, that's fair. Hi, Charles. Sorry, that is my friend.
Oh, okay. I was like,
You'll meet him.
okay, cool. I'll meet you.
You will. Anyway.
I'm stuck at home too. It's a good thing I'm being paid. I work for a casino, so Nevada goes like all of gaming casinos have to be shut down for like 30 days. So you have MGM who hasn't really been paying their employees. They just let them go. Caesars, I think, just let them go or give them only like 2 weeks of severance pay. I was one of the lucky ones in a casino where they're actually paying us for these 30 days.
Oh,
Which
that's
is
great.
very good, including the Venetian, like all these other Las Vegas Strip casinos. And if you've seen the pictures of the Las Vegas Strip, it's empty. Everything's dark. It is really, really weird. If you've seen those pictures, you'll be freaking amazed because you always see it so busy and all. It's the city of lights.
Yeah.
And it's just nothing in Las Vegas.
gosh.
So.
That's like, it must feel so creepy.
It's creepy. We should go. I should ask Pelly. We should go there through midnight and just like kind of roam around. It's like, oh, we're just doing Pokemon Go right now.
Seriously, that's so weird.
Very, very weird. But everything like deliveries are going on. Like Carter Pan says he found out his local brewery is delivering beer. So he's doing just fine.
Yeah, we've been because we're trying to be really good about not eating out as much, and so like we got a lot of groceries at the beginning of the week. And my brother, I love him dearly, but he often will just be like, "Let's eat out," and we're like, "No, eat the food here." We're still bad on weekends, though. We can't help it.
That's another thing. Like we're learning how to cook more, I guess, since we're stuck at home. If you are not on our RNG Tea Discord, check it out. We've been talking about basically what we've been cooking every night for people.
What a great way for that like subsection of the channel to thrive.
I know, right? It's like, this is what we're cooking instead of deliver or Talon Brabant says, very nervous. I'm essential, but local government literally says stop panicking and wash your hands. It's only the flu. What?
Oh.
And everything has remained open, everything, but schools have shut down and smart businesses have moved to takeout only. Talon,
so
where
sad.
do you live?
Yeah, that's horrible.
Stay safe wherever you are.
I know. I'm kind of in a scary spot because in Michigan, I live, there's 2 counties that have like the highest incidences of this virus, and I live in one and work in the other.
Oh, jeez.
So, yeah. So I'm trying my best.
Chili says, well, we are allowed once a day in the UK, so if caught more than once, it's a fine.
That's crazy.
How do they know that you're out twice a day? Do they like
count?
ticket you or like, I guess so. I guess they take
Maybe. Well, I know actually my fiance has to go to her workplace basically every Monday still. And they got a letter that they have to like keep in their car in case they're caught by the police.
Oh, jeez.
To basically to show that like, nope, I'm allowed to be out. So I don't know, man. Maybe.
Yeah, jeez. Talon has asthma too. Honestly terrified. Please be safe. Wash your hands. If you do have gloves, wear gloves, especially if you're putting gas in your gas tank.
Jeez, yeah.
Anything. Police are patrolling around towns and they ask you for proof you have reason to be out, says Chile. Ugh.
Weird.
I don't know.
Excuse me. This whole situation is so strange, right? It's unprecedented, you know?
I never thought we would be going through one of these kind of pandemic events in my lifetime.
Well, it's just too bad because, like, I know when it first kind of was talked about, I didn't really think, honestly, too much of it, and then it just
just
felt like just blew up,
Yeah.
which is really scary.
We were just talking about last month, and it was like, oh, things are getting canceled, but next thing we know, you have to stay home. Like, what?
Mm-hmm. There's no choice, you know? Which, I mean, I'm grateful for, but at the same time, holy mackerel.
Oh, I know. Because of that, you have esports going on the rise, gaming going on the rise. Us gamers, we've been just catching up with our video games.
Yep.
I know I have. Sarah, have you been gaming?
A bit. Yeah. I mean, the first thing I downloaded when it first kind of started was actually Spyro, because that was my nostalgia growing up.
Yes.
I played all 3 Spyro games. Then I got a little frustrated because the first Spyro was really annoying. And so then I did the thing I never thought I would do, which was I downloaded Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. Oh, that's another good game that we all love.
Exactly. It's just weird. Like, I have nothing against Animal Crossing. I just have never played it before in my life. So this was strange.
Yay!
It was
Welcome
very
to Animal
impulse purchase.
Crossing.
I'm here. And I am very, like, I know I'm not playing. I try not to, like, read how people are playing the game because I know I'm not playing it, like, not
How it's
right.
supposed to
But just,
be.
I don't know. I'm just really taking my time and I'm not speeding forward or anything. And it's been interesting.
Yeah, I don't do any of that time travel stuff.
Yeah.
But you do need to get the Nintendo Family Plan so we can visit your island and come visit
I know. I keep forgetting to. I will this weekend, I'm sure.
Charles says Animal Crossing is saving this planet. Yes.
Pretty much, like, they are having a great time, which I think we're going to be talking about later.
How about we can talk about now?
All right, yeah.
Let's talk about Animal Crossing.
Yeah, perfect time for that game to come out because sales went through the roof.
For Animal
Which,
Crossing.
of course it did, because you know what happened. It's a pretty well-known game and well-liked game. It was very hyped up, so you have the people who pre-ordered, obviously. But then you also have people like me who are stuck at home and everyone's talking about how they're engaging and making these islands. It sounds very nice and not super stressful. And I'm like, I want to try this. Literally, I was like sitting with my fiance. I was like, should I get Animal Crossing? And she's like, I don't know. Do you want to? And I said, I don't know. And then I finally did, and I have no regrets.
Yes.
It's great. It's great. I think the only thing that makes me mad is the fact that there is, like, an end point to a day with it. Like, there can be a point where there's actually not really anything to do for the rest of the day.
Gating. Yeah, gating.
I'm actually at the point where it will probably stop doing that so much, because I finally am, like, getting all the stuff for people on my island. But iron nuggets, I hate that resource. I keep accidentally smashing my rocks and they grow back very slowly, and then I have no way to get iron nuggets anymore except to go to other islands. It's very sad. My life is terrible.
Why are you smashing your rocks?
I didn't mean to. It was an accident. I didn't understand what fruit did, so I ate a fruit because I thought what fruit did was made like more things come out of the items.
Oh,
I didn't know it destroyed the item.
Yes, it does.
So I was very confused. I'm also really mad because I finally had enough stuff to make an actual axe, and I was like, great. Now it won't break on me all the time. And then I cut down a tree, and I did not want to do that. It's been very difficult. It's been quite the journey.
It's fun times in Animal Crossing. As you said, Animal Crossing did save the world. It says here Animal Crossing powers Nintendo to record Switch sales in Japan, and Animal Crossing sold 1.88 million physical copies in its opening 3 days, says
Crazy.
Famitsu. But Famitsu doesn't even track digital sales, so those are only physical copies.
Oh my gosh. I would not be surprised if it ends up becoming like one of the most like highly bought Switch games, up there.
Right. And Charles, thank you so much for the 100
Yay!
bits if you've heard that. He says
Thanks for the bits.
He says take some pity bits for Broken Rocks.
Thank you. I was so sad. I was like, wait, I have no rocks now.
F for the rocks. Our Twitch chat, F for the rocks. Because Sarah doesn't know how to get rocks and iron nuggets.
I just wanted iron nuggets. I get really mad because I have one rock on my island that does grow back really quickly, and it just gives me more bells. And listen, I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth, but I need iron nuggets. Anyway, after this podcast, I'm about to go back and travel to like 3 more islands and get more iron nuggets so I can get these 3 people into their houses. Except, wait, if I do that, that means I'm going to have to figure out room for like everybody else I meet on those islands. It's going to be an unending circle, isn't it?
Yes.
No! I just want my house! I have to pay 98 grand to the raccoon. I'm halfway there, though. I'm good.
Oh my gosh. Girl, wait until you see the next loan.
No! How many levels are there?
There's probably like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 levels. Tom Nook is
5
gonna.
times of debt?
Yeah, Tom Nook got us. Speaking of, it looks like on April 1st through April 12th, it is the first Bunny Day event through Animal Crossing. You collect eggs, fishing, shoveling, cracking rocks, shaking trees for eggs to craft Easter egg style furnishings. So, that'll be fun.
That'll be fun. I like Easter egg color aesthetics. I like pastels, so that will be fun for me because I can get some of those cool things. Maybe finally get a better bed. Still have the cot.
Oh no, Sarah, you are a little bit behind. Just a tiny bit if you're still on
I just finally got a thing for the bed for somebody else, and I don't have enough wood because I keep things soft and hard wood. Why do you have 3 different types of wood, Christine? Why?
I like how we're escaping life to get into life.
That's it. It's a relaxing game.
It is relaxing.
Very. Listen, I am behind, but I will. I can't. It's not my fault. They gave me the stuff when I can get the stuff. I can't help it.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, William with the 5,000 bits saying, "Come visit. We have iron." Yes.
I'm so happy. First, I need to get my Nintendo Family Plan, and then iron nuggets for days.
Thank you, William. Again, that's why we're gonna give him a T-shirt because he gives us so much love.
Too much. So much love.
The other game that came out is Doom Eternal. Has anyone in your house checked it out?
No, not yet. Which is surprising because I think my fiance hasn't yet. But I'm sure she will soon. I've never really got into Doom, so I can't really say. But I'm sure it will be in this house shortly.
Okay, so I finally put down Animal Crossing and opened up Doom Eternal yesterday. And holy heck, this game is so fast-paced and
oh my god,
so many demons, and I'm like, I have to keep focus. I keep dying. What's going on here? Oh my god, that's a big brain demon. How do I beat this thing?
It looked fast-paced in the trailer. I mean, I remember I never played the Doom. What was the Doom game they made before this that was also newer?
The 2016 one? It's like a reboot. Yeah.
That one looked fast-paced already, and I was like, whoa, how fast do you move? And this one, I remember the trailer. I was like, okay, we are just flying through the sky
It
now.
is basically it's eternal hell, exactly what it is. Doom Eternal. It's just eternal hell. They have a lot more power-ups, which is kind of cool. They have a lot more weapon mods, which is really, really cool too. So I need to get into it. But my island is calling me and I need to build more. I have a debt that I need to pay off.
How much debt are you in right now with the raccoon?
About 348,000 bells.
Oh my gosh, I'm not there yet. I just need to make more weed umbrellas and I'll get there.
Sarah, there's other ways you can make bells.
I know, but a lot of them take iron nuggets, and I don't have a lot of iron nuggets.
Do fishing.
That's true. Fishing, yeah.
And spiders.
Oh, I haven't done a lot of spiders, but fishing shells have been my main source. Actually, I do a lot of shell stuff, so yeah, I'll do more fishing. I'm trying to get the museum though. I'm trying to get the museum's there. I'm trying to fill up the museum though. So.
Oh gosh, the museum is beautiful.
I got the museum unlocked in one night, and they said that in the thing. They're like, "Oh, you couldn't believe you got done in one day." I was very proud of myself. Anyway, we were talking about Doom.
We were talking about Doom, but somehow we jumped back into Animal Crossing.
I didn't mean to.
Again, join our Discord. We have a little chat channel for Animal Crossing called the Turnip Stock Market because, you know, everyone has turnips. I don't think Sarah's on that part yet, but...
I mean, they're telling me it's coming, but I'll see it this Sunday.
So we'll work on that. But again, Doom is awesome. Doom Eternal, if you're not into Animal Crossing, if you're more into FPS, check out Doom Eternal. It's a great game. Trust me, it's very fast-paced, but awesome. Very, very awesome. All the glory kills, all the shotguns and chainsaws. And the music. The music gets you hyped up, so you, like, stay focused.
Oh, good.
It's really, really good.
Nice.
Also, it says Steam sets new records amid worldwide lockdown. So because we're all stuck at home, it says about 22 million players logged into Steam. That was a record high.
Amazing. Yeah, I can definitely see it.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like, with the sports all down, you know, there's no NBA, there's no baseball, no... Is there hockey still going on? Probably not.
I know of.
Winter.
Pretty sure it's all.
But I know I've been watching a lot more streamers. I've been watching a lot more esports. No hockey anyway. But yeah, I know I've been watching more streamers. That's for sure. I mean, there's nothing else to do, so I'm like, okay, I'll watch a streamer.
Listen, let them get their money, right? they advertise going at least.
If they,
If I guess. Yeah. But yeah, no, for sure. I'm not at all surprised. It's kind of interesting, actually, because, you know, esports has taken its time to get some legitimacy. It's definitely getting there, but you still got some naysayers. But, listen, with this quarantine, it's the only sport here now. Right.
I mean, I've been watching, I think this weekend is a lot of Overwatch League going on. There's so many matches going on this weekend for Overwatch League. Call of Duty has been up and running. I see Frankie. She's a great esports host. She's been all up into Call of Duty. Call of Duty has that new DLC out right now, right? I think in Modern Warfare. Warzone. There you go. That's what it is. That came out recently, so all the FPS people are on that. So it's just been gaming. And then all you extrovert people, I don't know what you're doing.
We're trying.
We're trying. Also, good news, Epic Games has partnered up with 3 developers, which is really, really great developers. So the first one is Remedy Entertainment. They did Control, which I have not played yet.
I haven't played it yet either, but it sounds like actually a game I would enjoy. So I kind of want to. But yeah, and they've been very well received with that, so that's exciting. But I'm actually way more excited for the other two developers, actually.
Right. The second developer is Playdead. They did the side-scrolling game Limbo and Inside. Limbo is a great game.
Limbo's so good.
I haven't finished it, but I guess that's on my list to finish during this quarantine.
Limbo's good. It's pretty short. You'll get through it. I watched Inside. I was going to play it, but then I ended up watching it.
What's Inside?
Like, Inside's very similar to Limbo. It was their second game. It's also a side-scroller, kind of spooky game. But there's more to it. Excuse me. There's more that they do with all the mechanics that are interesting, but it's more zombie-like, so it's a little creepier, I would say.
And the third partnered is Gen Design Studio by director Fumito. I cannot pronounce Japanese names.
Ueda, I think.
Ueda.
I think so.
They did The Last Guardian, so.
Yes, and more importantly, he's the guy who did Ico, and more famously, Shadow of the Colossus.
Right.
That's the game that everybody loves, which they are two fabulous games. I do need to play Last Guardian. I literally have had it sitting like with the PS4 for years. I just haven't had a chance to pop it in. Now maybe I will. I mean, Ico's great, and Shadow of the Colossus is amazing. So this is very exciting that he's still like around.
Right. So Epic Games partnering with those 3 developers is going to be amazing. I want to see what kind of games that they're going to come up with.
Very interesting. I mean, you've got some really niche. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Niche. Anyway, niche developers. You know, they're very specific in the kind of games they create. They're usually very much more like cult classics than anything else. So it's very exciting to see what's going to be going on here. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Me too. Chili did correct me a little bit. Warzone also got new DLC, and Modern Warfare, we're talking about Call of Duty, got a new map. Warzone got new weapons. Both got a new operator, which has a pet doggy.
Doggo!
Yes, to mention the puppy. So I guess we're going to play just so we can get the doggy.
Yes! Oh, the puppers.
Anyway, we have been streaming more here at twitch.tv/RNGNT. Lloyd's been playing some Animal Crossing. I think he did Overwatch the other night. I don't remember. I've been playing some Animal Crossing. I do have Doom, so I can probably stream that later. Just
Yes.
don't laugh at my shooting.
I would never laugh at your shooting, as I will far worse. We've seen me in Borderlands.
Right. And then I've also played the new Resident Evil 3 demo that just came out, so that was actually fun. And then eventually we're going to see Sarah stream.
Yes. Once I get there. I want to do more Plague Tale Innocence because it's kind of fitting. So it will probably be that. There's another game that I do need to also stream because I said I would. It's another indie game. But I need a player 2 next to me, so I need to rope somebody in here. So you will see that soon.
So you have 2 other people in your house.
I know, and they're both busy all the time.
Oh, jeez. Make some time for you.
Yes, I'm gonna try.
Yes, and then this weekend, Chili's also saying the Resident Evil Resistance beta is this weekend. As well, Project Resistance, as well as the Predator Hunting Grounds.
Okay.
Beta is this weekend, so if you want to check that out, if you want to take a break from whatever else you're playing, you can check out the betas because it's only available this weekend. And how they play, it's kind of like Left 4 Dead. No, not Left 4 Dead. Dead by Daylight. So it's kind of like Hunter, Huntress, or Hunter, Be Hunted, or whatever.
Asymmetrical kind of, where you have like one versus many kind of thing.
Sorta, yeah. Like you're the predator, and then you're trying to hunt everyone else, or you're the hunted, and then you're trying to run away. So
yeah. To me, it reminds. I know Friday the 13th, the game, a little bit better, and that's what it makes me think of.
Yes, something like
similar stuff.
Similar stuff like that. So that'd be interesting to play. I want to check out the Predator though, just cause.
Makes sense.
Yes, and then of course, moving along. This month, March, I know it's the end of the month, but we do want to highlight some women in gaming because March is Women's History Month.
Yay! Women! Okay, I'm done.
I mean, we are women here, so
yes. So we have to be excited. It's the rule.
Exactly. So the first person we are going to highlight is Nicole LaPointe Jameson. We did talk about this in our other previous podcast.
Oh yes. Yeah. That shall not be named.
She is actually the Evil Geniuses CEO. So Evil Geniuses is an esports team, and she became CEO. I think she became like one of the first esports CEO person. That's why we highlighted her. Evil Geniuses actually recently allied with the Navy, so they're going to be playing video games, doing video games with the Navy men or seamen. So that's kind of cool, highlighting our military. And they're going to be playing Counter-Strike, CS:GO.
Okay, that's cool. They're gonna be training our Navy people how to play. Awesome.
Do Navy men actually have a better way of playing on an FPS game?
I don't know. I think they just agreed to do it. Why would they say no?
I would think that they would like have better training in like FPS games, or is it just different? Is it just different?
Maybe. I don't know. I remember a long time ago, they at one point said that like millennials or whatever, our age group, were in some ways better prepared for military life because of FPS games. I don't know how true that is, but that was a thing that was said. So maybe. I'm sure it's probably easier in a game than in real life as long as they know the controls.
You would think.
I think it's more if they've played video games before, I don't think it will be a hard time. I think what's going to happen is a lot of these guys probably have played video games depending on their age. So they might already be a little ahead of the game.
Carter Pan says minus the softness.
Yeah.
True. They probably be a little bit harder at playing games, but
yeah.
Again, so Nicole Point Jemison, she's awesome. Follow her. There was her pinned tweet right now is her opening up an Animal Crossing Switch. So she's all like hyped. She's like, oh my god. This is like
I kind of want one now is the problem.
I know. We're back to Animal Crossing talk.
Everything. That's just gonna be the name of the episode. How many ways can Sarah bring the topic back to Animal Crossing?
The second women in gaming person we are gonna highlight is again an Evil Geniuses person. She's the director of marketing for Evil Geniuses. She is also the founder of Women of Esports. Sarah Mueller. She's an amazing editor. Perfect. She's awesome. I've actually followed her because of Women of Esports. If you check it out, womenofesports.org, you have a bunch of people. Women of Esports basically is a mentorship where you can get people who are already in esports and they help mentor people who want to be in esports. It doesn't matter, even in gameplay, pro esports, or behind the scenes, social media, marketing, tournament events. So it's an amazing group. I've actually joined their Discord, and anytime there's an event going on, there's always like, hey, let's all meet up. We're all women of esports. Let's meet up. Let's network. So, and they're also like posting available jobs that's available in esports. So check it out, womenofesports.org. Again, we love Sarah Miller. She's amazing. I wish I could meet her.
Someday, maybe?
Someday. She was at the Esports Business Summit last October, and I missed that. Oh, I'm so mad. Yeah. She was also the former managing editor at Esports, so she knows all about esports. And then this last one is Cheddar Esports host Aaron Ashley Simon. You've heard of Cheddar Esports?
Yes.
So that's that's actually been a rising thing now with Cheddar Esports as a legitimate esports news outlet. I mean, last there was only Esports and what was the other one? Esports Observer, I think, were the only two esports news outlets, and Cheddar Esports is doing really well. Aaron Ashley Simon is also a Black Latina, so she's repping the minorities as well.
Yes, good.
Yes. So last month was Black History Month. She like highlighted every week a Black person in esports, which is great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like one of our friends, Norris of Checkpoint XP, was actually highlighted in Cheddar Esports because Aaron reached out to him.
Cool. Oh, that is actually really awesome.
Yeah. She also has her own podcast called Grassroots Podcast. So she's not just into esports. She also does like music, cultural things. She had, What his name? What his name? She had a wrestler in her podcast. Our Truth. Cool. So I thought that was really awesome. But check her out. These are the three people that I love in gaming. Nicole, Sarah, and Aaron. They're like my role models.
People look up to, aspire to, all those things.
Exactly. Who do you aspire or who do you want to highlight in Women's History Month?
I
I throw that at you.
born here. Oh my gosh, what? I'm trying to think. Shoot, women in gaming. Shoot, I had something. Oh no, we're gonna have to edit this out.
That's fine.
Hold on. Hold on.
Lloyd, you're gonna edit this.
You better edit this because I'm about to look real dumb. Hold on. What? Oh my gosh, who is it? Why can't I think of who it is? There's a developer I had in mind, and now I can't think of what her name is and what they've done. So that's embarrassing.
Take your time.
This feels awkward. I feel so awkward right now. Hold on. What was I gonna say?
While she's looking that up, chat, do you have anyone that you want to highlight for Women's History Month? We'll read it off. She's like...
I'm just trying to... Oh, shoot. What was I gonna say?
Carter Pan says dance, it cures the awkwardness, right?
Doesn't cure the awkwardness. It just shifts the awkwardness, okay? Just shifts it. No, I want... Oh, who was it? No, not that one. I do... Okay, this doesn't really count, so I'm going to have to make another good example, though.
That's fine.
This is kind of a weird example. So you guys know that I'm obsessed with the Nancy Drew series. I have been since I was really little. But the company that makes them is called Her Interactive. And their whole reason they even came together was to create games for girls, to make, that they had a whole mainly just Nancy Drew, but that was the whole point, was to create games with a female heroine for girls to look up to and stuff like that. And also I know their company was also full of mostly women to help promote that idea forward. So I want to, even though they've been really struggling, unfortunately, these last few years, they almost went completely under. They just released a new game, which had some acclaim, and it looks like they're going to try to keep going. But I just want to shout out to them just because growing up with video games, that was my primary one I chose, because back then there wasn't a ton of series really with female lead characters. And this was also one that didn't necessarily you don't see what Nancy looks like in the game, so it was mostly a projection of you, which doesn't usually happen. So I just want to point that one out because it definitely resonated with me as a girl. Had a mind and anyway, keep going through the chat.
I'm gonna dance. Talon Broadbent says MTG Nerd Girl, MTG play, and she is really good. So MTG is a Magic the Gathering play. MTG Nerd. See, look at all the streamers. Like, we have enough time to watch streamers to play.
I know.
So,
oh my gosh.
I'm sure there's like a lot of women streamers out there right now. For example, damn it, now I have a blank.
I know.
Mine. God, what is her name? She recently partnered with Razer. Paladin Amber, I think is her name. She's really funny to watch. She's the one that does those PSA videos that you see on Twitter. And it's like, hey, this person's like talking about boobs or something like that, and then she would like camera switch to a close up, and then she would like school them, and then this is your PSA, or the more you know, or something like that.
That's pretty great.
She's awesome. I'm gonna say all of the Final Fantasy 14 community ladies, because being part of
that's true.
The Final Fantasy 14 community. Talon says MTQ, Miss Tech. Avi with She Heals I Tank, because we love her. We've had her on our last podcast, and I'm sure we will have her again here.
Yes, we do. They're fun.
Yes, Mugo Mama, Raze, and there's a lot of women. What's Avi's? Hyper Pixie, of course, because we've streamed her here. She's amazing. She does more of the Elder Scrolls Online. So all these streamers that we're talking about, go check them out if you're into that. So, Lloyd and Skuro introduced me to Sushi. She's been a really
something
good...
froze. At least things are frozen on my end.
Yeah, she went down.
Yeah.
Fuck, this is gonna be a shitty episode.
Oh, there we go. She's
Are you back? Am I back?
Okay.
You're back.
Okay, sorry. Where was I at?
You
said
were...
Lloyd and you dropped out.
Okay, so Lloyd and Skuro recommended me to watch Sushi. She's awesome at Apex Legends, so check her out. So anyone we have mentioned on this podcast, go ahead and check them out.
Okay, I do have a person.
Oh, Sarah.
The reason I wasn't thinking is because my brain was stuck on game developer, and I was like, wait, I keep thinking voice actress, and I was like, wait, hold on. Okay, so I know it doesn't. I guess it doesn't really count, but she is like my favorite female video game voice actress, and that is Jennifer Hale.
Of course.
Yes. And I don't know why my pieces, I had like a thought and it just wasn't coming together. And then finally went, oh yeah. So Jennifer Hale has voiced in a lot of my favorite games. But a lot of people, of course, know her. She's done a lot of voice acting for BioWare for some reason. But she was in the original Knights of the Old Republic. She was, of course, Commander Shepard in Mass Effect. And she's been in lots of other games too. But she's super awesome just because she's also really passionate about the voices she does and stuff like that. And she's really passionate about gaming and girls in gaming and stuff like that. She's just super awesome. And I just adore her voice. I remember I almost was this close to picking up Overwatch just so I could try to play the character she voices.
Yeah, Lloyd says she's the voice of Ashe in Overwatch. And of course,
yes!
she's also in the Metal Gear Solid series as damn it, I forgot. Oh my god, who did Jennifer Hale do in Metal Gear? Oh my gosh, I should know this.
It's okay, we have the internet to help us.
Our brains are not working. We've been in home for so long that we need to exercise our brain more.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Anyway, she was
Naomi. There you go. Thank you.
There we go. Somebody found it for us.
Thank you.
We should just call you guys Google because you're real good at searching for information for us.
The Google chat.
The Google chat.
Not Hangouts, the Google chat.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they don't have a Google chat anymore. So take it. Anyway,
if you do have someone that you want to recognize at Women's History Month, go say hi to them. Go say hi to stream. Tell them that you appreciate them for being in the gaming community because we don't get that often. Let's just say that. We don't get that often that, hey, you're a woman playing video games. Not like, what? You're a woman playing in video games?
What? Let me tell you why you're playing your own game wrong.
Yeah, no. I'm playing my game.
Deal with it.
But Sarah, you do need to get Nintendo Family Service. So I
will this weekend. I literally, it just brains. I have to like tell somebody that they need to switch over the account so we can access it. Listen, there's a lot of steps involved, and all of them mean taking my eyes away from the screen. Okay.
Again, join us on our Discord at rngtea.com. Click the Discord button on the bottom of the website so you can join our Discord. We'll talk about Animal Crossing. We'll talk about food. We'll talk about anything that is going on in your life, and we'll listen.
We have a lively chat, so come say hi.
Yes, and then we also do have boiling points. So if you want to rage and rant about something, you can rant it there. Anything. Say something like your neighbor is putting their trash can on your side of the street or something like that. But we'll listen.
We'll listen. We'll be there for you. And we'll say it's okay.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people have already said it. Anyway, we do have a lively chat. I'm just thinking about the stuff we have. And again, join us at twitch.tv/RNGNT. We do have a good time. We're probably going to stick around after this podcast just to talk about anything and everything that's not on this podcast. So if you want to check that out, you have to be following us on twitch.tv/RNGNT. And that will do it for us. Again, follow us on social media at RNG Tea, anywhere from Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, which I need to update a little bit more, like I've always said.
It's okay. Appreciate that you do it.
I know. Right? And then follow us on our social media. I am at Cookie Persona, KOOKY Persona, at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And Sarah, where can they find you?
I am Sarah Skopic, SarahScopic on Twitter. I also technically am on Facebook, but you're better luck finding me on Twitter.
Yeah, pretty much. And then you can find our producer, Lloyd. Lloyd, where can they find you?
Lloyd_RNG, and that's LLOID, not LLYD. I'm not gonna go over why it's underscore again.
Yes. Don't. You can rant it on Boiling Point on our Discord. And again, thank you for staying with us until the last drop. We'll see you take a listen on the next episode. Bye.
This episode was produced by Christine Solis, Sarah Skopic, and Aaron Pillen. Please support RNG Tea by sharing this podcast with your family, friends, and fellow gamers and leaving us a review. Intro music in this episode is by Home and outro music by Stoopy Doken. Check out both these artists and their music at soundcloud.com. RNG Tea and its hosts are solely responsible for its content.